Hello everyone and welcome to the Carcode YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name's Sam. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below for new car and van reviews and content every single week. I want to say a huge thanks to Pi Motors, Ford and Kendall for making this video possible, and the previous video, which has been very successful, the Ford Transit Custom. I decided I'd do the new Courier as well, which is a really exciting small van from Ford. I'm loving what Ford is doing with their vans and passenger cars. Starting with the exterior design of the Courier. The Courier is the smallest van in the Transit van lineup. The Custom is more of a mid-size van, and in between the two is the Connect van. As you can see, it does have a chunkier stance and a higher bonnet. Ford have said it's inspired by SUVs, and that's really prominent in the active top of the range model, which has the SUV-like cladding on it. That's my favourite model, definitely. But even on this limited model, it's still got loads of chunky elements that make it really stylish rather than just a boring box on wheels. I love how Ford are differentiating between the passenger cars and vans, but inside making them feel more car-like, which is lovely. But they've got this more American chunky look, which looks great, while still being perfectly suited to European and UK roads. They've integrated the headlights into the grille design. Online and in pictures these look massive, but in real life they're quite small and sleek. You can see at the front what the lights look like. They're all halogens. The LED daytime running lights up here, they are £200 excluding VAT. All of the prices in today's video I'll be excluding VAT, because that's how all the prices are on the website and how everyone will work it out, obviously through businesses. So just keep that in mind, everything excluding VAT. They put this new Ford badge, which has grown a lot, and it's a flat design now rather than a 3D. It just looks a lot more obvious from all angles. You can see exactly what it says. I like that. This big Ford grille's lovely. You've got the front fog lights, they are on the Trend and above, so they don't come on the Leader model. The Leader model is the very basic start of the range model that misses out on a lot of spec, but a bit more on that later. Overall, I love the look of the front of it. It just looks great. I think one of the most striking things about this particular van is the colour. It's finished in fantastic red. Generally, I'm not a huge red fan. I've said that before, I'll say it again. Online, this red really doesn't do it justice. In person, it's a stunning, rich, deep cherry red, and it just looks great on a van. Royal Mail should definitely get a fleet of these, because they just pop and they just look so much better than the standard flat reds that you get on other cars and vans. So that looks great. All the metallic colours, by the way, are £600 excluding VAT. The standard colour is of course frozen white, which is free, just a solid white colour as you'd expect from a van. You can then get your solar silver, agate black, which is one of my favourites. Desert Island blue is my favourite of them all. That looks great. There's also a new colour called cactus grey, which is kind of a sagey, greeny grey colour, a solid. I'm not sure on it. I think I'd definitely have to see it in the flesh to make my mind up on that one. There's also the bursting green, which is a metallic green, very vibrant. And on a van, I think that would be great for gardening and landscaping businesses. It would just look really great. You've got plenty of choice there with the colours. I like that they've done that. Even red, who would have thought it? I'm quite a big fan of this one. And moving on to wheels on the new Courier, what are your options? Well, on the Leader model, it starts off with 15-inch steel wheels. It then goes up to 15-inch steel wheels with the wheel covers on the Trend model. You can actually opt for these 16-inch limited alloy wheels on both the Leader and the Trend. They are £550 and £500 respectively. It then goes up to these 16-inch alloy wheels on the limited model. These really suit the look of the car. They're in the sparkle silver. I really love the way that these look. And last but not least, on the active model, it goes up to the 17-inch diamond cut alloy wheels, two-tone. They look really great as well. Like I said, active is my favourite trim with the cladding around, but these limited wheels are really nice. To the rear of the new Courier, you've got Courier spelled out across, the flat Ford badge again, and the slim halogen tail lamps, and then obviously the cutout where a window would be. You can opt for a window which has the defroster on the back and also your rear view mirror in the front and a cutout in the bulkhead. That's £200, so that's definitely something to spec. I'd say you get the rear wiper as well, so that you could just get that better visibility. Of course, you've got big door mirrors anyway, but rear window is very reasonably priced. And opening up the Courier, see you've got the double doors there. You've got 2.9 cubic meters of space and enough space for 2 Euro pallets, which is great. If you want dual sliding doors, so sliding doors on both sides, that's £500, which is really reasonable. You can get this all lined in rubber as well. If you want to know more, contact your local Ford dealership and they'll be able to tell you all about it. I'll also put in the price list below so you'll be able to see everything, all the different options that are available on the van. I really like the closing sound of the doors. Listen to this. That sounds quality to me. And you've got tie down points all around the van, obviously as you expect. You've got this metal bulkhead. You can actually opt for something which gives you a cut through bulkhead and makes the passenger seat fall flat, so you can have things load all the way through, which is really, really clever. The opening here isn't massive. If you had dual sliding doors, which you can obviously opt for, I think that would definitely make the practicality much more. You've got a lot of cargo space, really, for such a small vehicle on the outside. You can have lock packs which include deadlocks. You can also spec a Thatcham Category 1 alarm system as well to the van. That can all help to keep everything safe and secure in the vehicle. If you're wondering how much weight the Courier will be able to take on, well, it can take up to 849 kilograms with the upgraded vehicle mass. So that makes the vehicle heavier, and it's a £150 option, so it just makes the van heavier, but it's able to carry more as well. So it ranges between what engine you've got and what trim you've got, etc. They're mostly around 650 kilograms that you can carry. That's just useful to know. It ranges from about 620 kilograms to that 849 kilograms on the leader model with the upgraded pack on there. If you want to tow things, a tow bar is £500 and you can tow up to a ton on the petrol models and 1.1 tons on the 1.5 diesel. The Courier does have a few different engines on offer as well, with the majority of the range being petrol. So that's definitely an improvement from before where most of the Couriers were diesel. So it starts off with the 1 litre EcoBoost petrol with 100 PS, and that is on the standard leader model. That's the only one that's offered on. It then goes up to this 1 litre turbocharged petrol EcoBoost with 123 brake horsepower. It's not the mild hybrid technology that we've seen previously in the Fiesta and in the Puma. It's just pure petrol rather than a hybrid. They could come later on though. And you can also get this with a 7-speed dual clutch automatic or with the 6-speed manual. I personally would just stick with the manual. You'll get better fuel efficiency and it's a really good driving experience. If you want a diesel, you can get the 1.5 EcoBlue diesel, 100 brake horsepower, and you can have that just with a 6-speed manual gearbox. An auto could come later, but for now it's just in the manual, and they're offered along everything. So this 123 brake horsepower engine is offered on the Trend, the Limited and the Active models. If you want an electric one, the electric Transit Courier is coming later on this year. So that'll have a range of around 200 miles, we're told, and we don't have an official starting price yet. Some people are speculating around £30,000. I suspect it'll be about 26, 27, excluding VAT. So that would get above that 30k figure. But we'll just have to wait and see. Now the EcoBoost engines on these ones, nice and efficient and car-like again to drive. So what about the interior of the new Courier? You've got this 8-inch infotainment screen, the bezels all around. So you've got heated seats as standard from the Trend model and above. They're quite flat and thinner seats, but they're not too uncomfortable. With their lumbar support, they're actually more comfortable than they look, which is really great. You've got a good amount of adjustability in them. This is your adjustable lumbar support here. Because it's not just a simple lever, it has a lot of range of movement in there. I prefer to have it out, so it goes out really far. You can really tighten that up to have it quite far out. You've got your height adjustment for the seat here, and then your back adjustment on the side, which is a nice space away from the actual side of the van, so you can easily get your hand in there and adjust that. This little armrest is really nice as well. The headrests are quite flat, so I would have liked to see those a bit better. You've got loads of headroom though, and it even quite a lot of space in the upper shelf here. The 6-speed manual gearbox is really slick, of course. Being a Ford gearbox is lovely. I love the placement of reverse as well. Push the gator up and across. It makes so much sense, and it's just great for safety as well. And like I say, you can get a 7-speed dual clutch system as well, or you can get the electric, which of course will be automatic. That'll be coming later on in the year. I like it. It does feel nice. You've got really big windows, so it's spacious and airy and bright in here, which is great. Of course, there will also be the Tourneo coming soon as well. So that'll be the car version, passenger version of this van. So that'll be really interesting to see too. You've got this 8-inch Ford Sync 4 screen is standard. It's got this digital dash as well. It just feels so much more modern. Rear cameras, I'm not normally a massive fan of them. However, on a van, especially ones where you don't have the rear window, I think it makes a lot of sense to have that. That's standard on the Active and Limited model. Just a useful feature to have. You can also spec it on the lower models should you wish. But yeah, just a really helpful feature, and it's very clear, and you've got the guidelines. You've got this little space here as well, which apparently is to clip your phone onto. But of course, you've got wireless CarPlay and Android Auto anyway. You've got these shortcuts here. We have a climate shortcut. It doesn't say climate on it, it just says AC, and that takes up your climate. Ford has done a lot with the safety on the new Courier, so it's got a platinum Euro NCAP safety rating, which is the highest a van can achieve. That's because of all of the sensors and radars. The automatic emergency braking has been praised not only just for its general car braking, but also for stopping for pedestrians and cyclists as well. So really great. You've got a little bit of storage here in the dash. Yeah, it is a bit plasticky. They could have a bit of colour from the outside in, that would have been nice, but I can't really complain about the touch points. It's not premium feeling, it's not plush, but it's all screwed together very well, and it's going to last a long time, which is really important. I really like this rugged wireless charger as well that has the rubber to not slip, USB-C and a normal USB socket there as well. So great for future-proofing it, but also for everyone to be able to use it. Another great feature is this storage pocket here, which is great for putting documents in. This one has got the navigation built in. That is an optional extra. They've all got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on them, but this comes in the Sync Forward navigation pack, which doesn't just give you navigation, it also gives you adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and so much more. That actually ranges in price depending on your trim model. The higher trim you are, the less that's going to cost. So on an Active, it's £800 for your nav and those few bits. On the Limited, it's £850. You're going down to the Trent, it's £1,050, and on the Leader model, it's a hefty £1,700. Just put the heated seats on and they're making a huge difference now, very comfortable. This heated steering wheel as well heats all the way through, even inside the steering wheel, so you get really lovely warm hands, and it just makes it so much nicer driving on them winter days. True luxury that's on the majority of these vans, and also the quick clear screen as well, which is a Ford staple, making winter days much easier. Really nice that Ford's adding those creature comfort features. Van drivers are in their vans more than car drivers, so why shouldn't they have all the lovely features? So how much is one of these going to set you back? Well, the Courier starts at £16,200, excluding VAT, for the Leader model with the 1 litre 100 PS EcoBoost engine. The Trend model starts at £18,250. This Limited model starts at £19,550, and the top of the range Active model starts at £20,150. In the small van segment, they're all quite competitively priced. So what do I think of the Transit Courier? Well, I think it's a lovely little van with all your different specifications you've got. The Active model looks really exciting, and again, like with the Custom, this is just the start. This is just the first one that we're seeing arrive to the dealership, so there will be more coming along the way with different options, etc. The nice colour options as well, and the safety on it is excellent. Just the amount of safety systems and features means, as standard, it gets the Platinum Euro NCAP Safety Award. Great peace of mind. You've got all the chunky styling and features, and it will be really good on fuel as well. So I think it's an excellent van. I want to thank Pi Motors, Ford and Kendall for making this video possible, and many of my other reviews. I'll put their links down in the description, and I'm going to make more videos here in the future. So thanks again, and thank you to Dan Part, the sales manager. My last video on the Custom has done really well. If you haven't watched that, you can watch that up there. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next review.